Welcome to Balanced Beauty Talks, the podcast where we redefine skin health through a holistic lens.
I'm Natasha, an esthetician and nutritional practitioner passionate about helping you nourish your skin from the inside out.
I'm Dr. Khadijah, an esthetician and naturopathic doctor here to explore the natural pathways to radiant skin.
And I'm Alicia, an esthetician and skincare enthusiast. Together, we're diving deep into the world of aesthetics, merging modern treatments with internal wellness so you can achieve long-lasting results without compromising your health.
Whether you're a seasoned professional looking to elevate your practice or someone seeking effective solutions for conditions like acne, you're in the right place.
Join us as we share expert insights, inspiring stories, and practical tips that empower you to embrace a truly balanced approach to beauty.
So get cozy and prepare to transform the way you think about skincare.
Welcome to Balanced Beauty Talks.
Please note that the information provided in this podcast is intended for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you heard on this podcast. Your health and well-being are important, and we encourage you to make informed decisions. Welcome back to Balanced Beauty Talks. Today, we're going to talk about how to build a simple skincare routine from scratch. I guess we just wanted to take it back to basics and kind of lay out a foundation if somebody is new to skincare, or perhaps they're using a lot of products and they kind of want to pare things down or get more out of their skincare routine. We thought we could kind of take you through how to build a routine and how to adjust your routine and how to get the most out of a basic routine.
What's important, what's not, what's fluff. And in the world of social media, where we're just constantly being influenced, it can become overwhelming. And what I see most in the treatment room now with people who are just getting started with us is like a list of 15 different items that are either repetition of one another. There's too much exfoliation. There's not enough of one thing. It's just like really overwhelming nowadays because everyone sees one product. They think they need it, but it's not suited for them. So we're going to get it back to basics. So one thing I think that is important to acknowledge is it's not always your skin type. While that can be important in deciding on specific products, we also want to really know what is your first goal. Like, what do you want to target first? Because a lot of us are like, well, a lot of us want to target acne, pigmentation, anti-aging, everything all at once. So then that's why you're on 12 products, because you have 12 specialty products for all three of those categories. But really, we need to simplify and look at it like what's one thing at a time that we could really focus on and build a plan around that, and then slowly build and transition afterwards.
Yeah. I think when you try and treat too many things at once, you may not get the best impact from your skincare because, like you said, you're just trying to it's almost like throwing everything at your skin and seeing what works. When the skin, it has this intuition to it too. So it kind of needs direction with whatever you're using on your skin. So when you're telling it 12 different things, it gets confused, and sometimes you have the opposite effect happen on your skin. I mean, in some ways, especially with acne, for example, you will be targeting things like redness or inflammation as well as acne. So sometimes you will naturally get two things from a product, but it's good to kind of simplify it, start with one thing, and then we build you into the next step and the next step from there.
Yeah. And a lot of them, if you're doing too much, it can also be very counterintuitive in the sense where there's a lot of anti-aging products that are very pore clogging for an acne prone person. Or when you're using too many acne products while trying to target anti-aging, then you're dehydrating the skin, which then makes you look older. And so it can be very counterintuitive. So it is important to just kind of focus on one or two things.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, we are seeing a lot of acne later in life. And so we do have people who have two goals like that, which are acne and anti-aging. And it's definitely doable to do both, but we kind of have to start with one primary goal and then have a secondary goal and kind of work you towards that one.
And by treating your acne in the right way, you are conditioning your skin that's going to help you age gracefully as well. Like you need, if you're overdoing anything, it puts your skin into stress, which then oxidative stress and damage just will speed up the aging process. So.
Yeah. The barrier needs to be intact and strong, and then you can kind of dive into other areas of skincare.
Right.
So what we do is have you pick a primary area of concern and then your secondary area of concern. So acne, pigmentation, redness, fine lines, laxity, texture, sun damage, barrier repair. These are some of the areas that you may want to work on. And so really sitting down and kind of picking, what is my primary goal? And then what is the secondary thing that would be nice to have as well? And then we start with your primary.
So first and foremost is a cleanser. Getting a good cleanser is really important. It doesn't need to have a million actives in it, just something that's supportive to your barrier, but really good at cleaning.
Yeah. Yep. It's a very good place to start.
Yeah. And a lot of people think the foamier, the better. And that's not always the case at all. In fact, that can be counterintuitive because it can over dry your skin. And then you go and put acne products on there, which is going to dry it even further. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, there's different types of cleansers out there. There's gel cleansers, there's cream cleansers. So depending on your skin type and again, your goals, you want to pick the right cleanser, but this is not an area I think you have to get stuck on too much. Like there are a lot of options for cleansers. You want to make sure if you're wearing makeup that you are making sure that it's coming off fully and you're getting your second cleanse in as well. But making sure you are cleansing twice a day is a very, very important first step. And so if that's something that you're not doing, that's a very easy thing to bring in. And then your next step would be your treatment step. So this is where serums kind of come in. There's so many different types of serums, but serums are basically a product that is a little bit lighter than a moisturizer. You can have ingredients in there that are a little bit more potent, that have this deeper delivery into the skin. And so this is where if you are targeting acne, for example, you would be using specific acids, potentially salicylic acid to get deeper into the skin to target acne, to target oil production. If you're looking at anti-aging, that would be your retinol. Your retinol would be your treatment step. There's a lot of different options here. And this is kind of where you're going to pick what is your main goal. And we target it with a serum.
Yeah. And a lot of them can have multi-purpose to them as well. So you can often address your primary and your secondary concern with one serum, which is amazing. So take that into consideration when you're purchasing medical grade products as well. Like they are very well designed to address two things at once.
So we talked about retinol. We talked about BHA or salicylic acid. There's also vitamin C. So that's if you're targeting pigmentation, brightness. It's an antioxidant. So it's going to help you long-term with just protection of the skin and anti-aging. What else?
Azelaic acid is another great one for redness, acne, pigment. Even some rosacea cases do really well with it. Peptides, if anti-aging is a big concern of yours as well, or graceful aging, I should say. Be great for any sensitivity as well. It could be great for inflammation. So again, there's lots of different peptides targeted for different matters, but those would be kind of your main treatment focuses.
Yeah.
Acne, redness, pigmentation, and graceful aging.
Yeah. And so this treatment step is going on right after you cleanse. Certain serums will need dry skin to be on. Like for example, retinol, we want your skin to be dry before you're putting that on. But other ones, it doesn't really matter as much, especially if you're trying to lock in a bit of moisture. It's kind of nice to put it immediately after a cleanser. But a serum is your second step, or your treatment is your second step after a cleanse.
And if you are using two serums, make sure you're consulting with a professional first to make sure that those two serums can be combined safely. But you're going to put them on in order of viscosity. So the lighter serum goes on first, the heavier serum goes on second. And that's just the way your entire skincare routine should be built and put on your skin.
Yeah, because you want to think about absorption. If you're putting something light on top of something heavy, you're not going to get the benefit from it. So you got to build up.
And then would come your moisturizer.
Yeah.
So picking one that is the right consistency, the right weight for you. Moisturizers don't have to have a lot of actives. They're not designed to create a lot of change the same way that these treatment serum steps are. But moisturizers are really good at, nourishing and kind of hiding the problems that you're treating with the serums. You can get anything from really, really lightweight ones if you're really oily to really, really rich and nourishing ones if you're on the drier and graceful aging category as well. So
yeah, I feel like this is an area too that is very person dependent too, because I think we can be very specific with what we want out of a moisturizer, which I think is a good thing because you feel that the most. And so you want the texture to be good. You don't want to feel greasy, or you want to some people want to be more mattified. And so it really depends on your preference and then matching it to your skin concern and your skin type. I feel like despite the fact that moisturizers don't have active ingredients for the most part, they are they are super important for a skincare routine. And so having the wrong moisturizer for your skin can sometimes cause some problems that people don't realize. So sometimes when people have a lot of congestion or milia, for example, like usually I'll go to their moisturizer and see what they're using. Possibly it's too rich for their skin or just not the right fit. Or even just talking to people, especially here with the dryness that we have and the change in seasons, sometimes you need to have 2 different moisturizers of slightly different weights so that you can switch back and forth based on what you need or what's happening in the environment.
Yeah, and without a moisturizer, there's really no barrier protection
Yeah,
for the skin as
exactly.
well. So just as simple as that too.
Yep.
We want to make sure, especially in these climates here in
Yeah.
Canada or in the heat anywhere, like you really
Yeah.
need that barrier protection. The other thing that I hear often is, but what about a night cream?
Yeah. Yeah, we get that a lot.
Yeah, so then you just added another product to your budget, to your routine. You don't need to.
No, we
The
don't.
magic is in the serums, not in
Yeah.
the night creams.
Yeah.
Just, get a good combination of a serum and a good moisturizer that you can use morning and night. You save money, save time, confusion, and your skin is going to be happy with consistencies.
Yeah. Sometimes with a heavier cream at night, like you end up producing a lot more oil and it's getting kind of trapped under there. So I feel like
Yeah.
for some people, it just, as much as it might feel nice and luxurious to put on a thick cream before you go to bed, it's not always the best for your skin. And then the last step would be your sunscreen, which is probably the most important step. That is obviously in the morning. That is protecting your skin. That's protecting everything that you just put on underneath it and protecting your skin, obviously, from the sun. So that is a step that I feel like actually a lot of people skip. But it is a very, very important step and important to get the right kind of sunscreen too, because we've talked about this in other episodes. There's different types of sunscreen. You want to make sure you're getting more of a mineral sunscreen, something that is sitting on top of your skin and blocking the sun, and that isn't going to cause any congestion or any issues or irritation in your skin. But yeah, that would be the last thing.
And if you really want to simplify your routine, you can mix your SPF and makeup in one.
Yeah, color science.
Yeah, color science.
That's the best.
So look at that. We've just simplified it to a cleanser, a serum, a moisturizer, and an SPF/makeup.
Yeah.
All in one.
That's all you got to do.
So that's all.
It's pretty simple.
One thing, again, when you're choosing professional products, though, you want to make sure that you are consulting with somebody on when to use them, morning and night, and how to combine them. Even if we are just doing the simple 4-step routine, like there are certain things like a retinol, for example, we want to make sure that you are not combining them with an additional serum that might, you kind of want to make sure that you're not adding an additional serum to that routine. Also, if your moisturizer does happen to have any actives in it, again, we need to take that into consideration when applying retinol. And so just making sure that you're not just like mixing everything. There's like this whole like skincare cocktail trend going on, like mixing certain things. And like that's just like a big red flag. Simpler is better, and making sure you're consulting with somebody who understands product technology. So
yeah, and timing of day too. So vitamin C would be morning, retinols in the evening. You don't want to be doing retinol in the morning. So yeah, this is kind of where it helps to, like you said, consult with someone so you know when to use things and how you need to rotate things if you need to.
If we're doing a retinol, oftentimes we'll introduce a second serum only because retinol is not used on an everyday basis.
Yeah.
And so we'll often mix that with like an AHA serum of some sort. So you would essentially, retinol is bringing kind of all the dead skin or cornflakes, if you will, up to the surface. And then an AHA will exfoliate it off and up and off is kind of the rotation that we like to create. So in that sense, there might be an additional product in your routine, but it's only because there's an alternation. And so you're not really spending any more money because you're replacing one product with another. And so you're going to get a longer lasting and time out of each bottle. So.
Yeah, and things like retinol, you don't use that much of. You can get away with a small amount of it, especially if you're new to it. It's kind of nice to start a little bit less. And so retinol, especially, I feel like lasts a really long time.
It does. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that would be kind of the intro to building a skincare routine. If you want just the basics, if you're new to skincare, that's like a really good place to get started. If you've been doing something like that for a while, or if you have a more advanced skincare routine, or you're kind of working maybe on that secondary treatment goal, then you can work into upgrading your skincare routine. So there's a lot of like little things we can add to your skincare routine in a systematic way to upgrade it and get even more results. So something, I guess we kind of talked about this a little bit, but you could add in exfoliants. So there's a lot of different types of exfoliants depending again on your skin type and your skin concern. So AHAs are an exfoliant. And so that's something you'd be rotating with your retinol. But if you haven't done that yet, you can. I love adding in our bright and clear for people. I
Mhm.
feel like that's also still a really basic step for adding to a skincare routine because it's so easy to use. It is an exfoliant with lactic acid and a little bit of salicylic acid, so it's giving you that exfoliation, and you don't have to use it every day. And it's almost, a lot of people have used toners before, and exfoliants kind of are a similar texture, so it's a
Mhm.
very easy addition to kind of upgrade your skincare a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one would be like an enzymatic peel that you could do at home, especially if you're not able to see us. If you're targeting acne, we love to see you every 2 to 3 weeks, but sometimes that's not possible for everyone. So as a good in-between exfoliator that's a step above a serum
Mhm.
would be doing that full enzymatic peel. It's an at-home one by
Yeah.
Lumiere.
Yeah. And then eye creams are kind of like a nice addition if you want them. I don't feel like it's for everybody. It's kind of like if you have a concern for the under eye area, or that's something you really want to target, then eye creams can be a nice little addition. Eye creams are something that you have to be consistent with. I find like it's not just like a one-time thing. So if you're bringing it into your routine, you want to make sure you're getting the right type of eye cream and then you're being super consistent with it. But yeah, that's like a nice addition to bring in.
Yeah, absolutely. Neck and chest products as well. Like a lot of the products that you're using on your face, you can just bring down to your neck. But
Yeah.
there is products that are really specialty to those areas
Yeah.
that can be considered as well if you really
Yeah.
want to up your routine. And then you can consider specialty serums, like for example, Civ. That's like
Yeah.
one that can be combined with anything. That's just its specialty is really just nurturing and nourishing the barrier and
Yeah.
rebuilding it. And so something like that can be a really great addition to your routine.
And then masks. Masks are such an easy addition to any skincare routine and a really fun addition to skincare routines. And you can get a lot of treatment, I feel like, out of a mask. So we kind of talked about like an enzymatic peel, which is similar to a mask because
Yeah.
you're leaving it on the skin for a little while. But there's lots of different masks, hydrating masks, brightening masks, things you can do once a week or honestly, whenever you have time. It's a nice little elevated, fun thing to add.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great Sunday
Yeah.
ritual. Another addition that you can consider is lip care. Lip care is a really great one as
That's a good
well.
one.
You know, an exfoliation of the lips is really important, just
Yeah.
as it is for your face. Otherwise, it can get a little bit chapped and dry. And if you're wondering why you're using a lip conditioner and just not getting anywhere, it's probably because they need some exfoliation.
Mhm.
And then a nice lip conditioner can go a really long ways,
Yeah.
especially in our climate here in Alberta. I'm going to put a little plug in for Made Up Beauty right now. She has like the best lip conditioner I've ever used in my life.
Mhm.
It's the only kind that I have used that hasn't created this like addiction or
Yeah,
like
like a
I need
dependence.
more, like
Yeah.
a dependence. Yeah, that's the right word. It just like I use it morning and night
Yeah.
and that's it. And even with my kiddos, like, you know, how kids get that ring around, we apply it once overnight and it is gone. Like
Yeah.
it takes care of everything. It's great. So conditioning your lips is a really great one too. And that one's an affordable add-on to
Yeah.
anybody. So
Yeah. I have that one near my bed and it's a ritual now. It's the smell of it and like it's the last thing I do before I go to bed. So the smell of it and like having my lips feel hydrated is like perfect before I go to sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
None of these skincare product regimes or plans or recommendations are any good without consistency.
Yeah.
Like that's really the biggest thing. If you're constantly changing it out and giving up too soon, you're not going to get
No.
anywhere. And so just trusting in the recommendations that your professional has given you and let it work its magic for at least 3 months before you change your mind on it. Yeah, that consistency is everything. What we do in the treatment room is an amazing addition, but what you're doing every single day, like we said in previous episodes, is that 80% that needs to be happening in order for that success.
Yeah. Yeah. And it can be tempting when you see products online and you want to try something new, you just want to throw it in there. But it's a lot better if you can kind of stick it through the first few months of trying a routine and seeing how it's actually impacting your skin before you then bring in something new. Because it's also hard to tell what is affecting what. So if you're starting with a really nice basic routine, you can see how your skin responds, give it that time, and then know what to add in and know how that is going to affect your skin because you can see the differences after that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know now what if you had some odd reaction or trigger, you know exactly which product it is at that point. So
yeah, it's the same with supplements. I feel like I have the same conversation with supplements. Like, how are you supposed to know what is doing what if you're taking 10 at a time?
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to end it there. Just a short and sweet episode, helping you figure out the foundations of your skincare routine. If you need some help with your skincare routine or just don't know where to start for your skin type, there are always consultations available, and we can kind of walk you through the steps for your skin. But otherwise, we will see you in our next episode, and make sure you rate and like and subscribe.
Okay, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.